Danger in the Reeds. The warm afternoon sunlight sparkled on the lake and filtered through the water. In their home in the weed bed, two wild brown trout, Sol and Mo, were having an afternoon snooze. As the sun dropped in the sky, the trout stirred and began to feel just a little hungry. For this was the time of day when they always went looking for their favorite food. From hiding places in the bottom of the lake, tiny bugs started to appear. Inch by inch, they wriggled their way towards the surface. There, they would split their skins and hatch into beautiful damselflies, dancing and hovering on the evening breeze. But before the bugs could hatch, Sol and Mo darted after them, their jaws snapping shut on the struggling creatures. With a plop and a splash, Sol's back rose out of the water as he grabbed another bug, and another, and another. But something else had stirred in the shadows of the lake and was slowly heading for the spot where Sol and Mo were feeding. It was old Lucius, the pike, on his afternoon cruise. Of all the creatures that lived in the lake, he was the only one that Sol and Mo feared. As they chased here and there after their tasty prey, Lucius's cold, cruel eyes searched the water for his own supper. Frisky and unaware, Mo slid further and further away from his friend, and suddenly stopped short. Out of the corner of his eye, he'd glimpsed the sinister shadow of old Lucius. In a flash, he darted down to his weed home to hide, as quiet and still as a dappled stone. Lucius was just turning to follow the little trout when there was a faint whir and a plop overhead. Instantly, he knew what it was. A fisherman. Noiselessly, Lucius vanished to the other side of the lake. Still unaware of all danger, Sol veered this way and that after the juicy damselfly bugs. He swerved and wriggled in delight as the delicious morsels slipped down his throat. Suddenly, he felt a sharp, burning pain in his mouth, the fisherman's hook. Sol could not move forward. He lunged sideways and upwards, leaping out of the water and plunging down again. His instinct drew him towards the safety of his weed home, but the pain in his mouth grew sharper as the unseen force dragged him up. Now he was being pulled through the water on his back, and he could no longer breathe. Too tired to fight any more, he rolled on the surface of the water and was drawn faster and faster towards the bank. Then, quite unexpectedly, the pulling stopped, and he was floating free. With a tired flick of his tail, Sol turned and slowly swam to the bottom. Thankfully, he slipped into the cover of his weed tunnel. Mo greeted him with a wave of his spotted fins and swam round him in welcome. And the fisherman, on the side of the lake, gazed in dismay at his empty hook, then packed his bag and set off home in the cool evening air.